Hey there, welcome to Synth Seeker. My name is Luke. Today is going to be a super fast, unscripted, quick video on grid controllers. Specifically, I want to highlight one particular concept about grid controllers as note entry devices, keyboards, using a grid keyboard. They're getting much more common in the sort of electronic music tooling. Just about every new box that comes out, sequencer, synthesizer, if it's got a grid on it, the grid supports this particular layout, and you can use it as a grid note entry. And I really love them, and I want everyone else to love them too. So I just thought I would give you one little tidbit that may get you started on this, accelerate sort of your learning of how it works, okay? So the point of this is you've got a grid. It's usually 8 by 8. Some of the newer devices are even larger, 12 by 12 or 12 by 16 or 8 by 16. That's great. Okay. More is just better. Right. But I'm going to talk about 8 by 8, and you can just carry the metaphor forward. All right. An 8 by 8 grid controller, when using a note entry like this, where the notes are arranged in fourths, right? So that's an E, and you can always arbitrarily set these to whatever note root you want it to be. I've got this set as E right now. So that's an E, that's an A, that's a D, G, C, F, B flat, E flat. Okay. Now, if you play guitar or bass, the first few notes here may sound familiar. Right? That's E, A, D, G. Those are the strings of a bass guitar, or the first lowest 4 strings of a regular guitar. If I do it an octave up, now guitar has the 2 highest strings are down a half step. That should sound like strumming an open guitar. A grid controller is like a guitar with 8 strings and 8 frets, and the highest strings haven't been shifted down a half step. Okay. And it's super convenient because most of the chord shapes that work on a guitar and all of the chord shapes that work on a bass, 4-string bass, will work on a grid controller. And even the guitar ones will work. You just have to remember to bring the 2 high strings up, bring them up a half step. So for example, this shape, E, that's E major. Well, this shape is a major shape, and it doesn't matter where you play it. If you move that shape around, right, it's the same shape wherever you move it on the grid keyboard. Okay, if you did this on a traditional keyboard, you would have to use muscle memory to learn some shape variants as you move around, because a keyboard's not it's not isomorphic like this. You can't move the same exact shape around and get the same chord for all keys. And really, that's about it. I just want you to know, if you're trying to figure out how to do chords on a grid, first of all, read the manual. Go to, I think Ableton has a great website for learning to play the push. I think it's Learn Push is if you search for that on the Ableton website, they'll teach you how to play an 8 by 8 grid controller. And that's going to work with anything, regardless of if you've got a Launchpad, any of the Launchpad Pros, the Pro Mark III, that's got an 8 by 8 grid controller. If you've got a Synstrom Deluge, when you turn on the isomorphic keyboard on that, it's this layout. It's even larger. It's more like it has 8 strings and 16 frets. The new Hapak sequencer that or Hapak, however you pronounce it, that just came out from Squarp, has got, I think, an 8 by 16 grid on it, and it will do isomorphic key layout. So if you're exploring these grid-shaped keyboards and you're just not sure where to get, whether to buy into that or not, because a lot of people, if you've got that many buttons in a grid, you can just use it as a step sequencer, right? The software will almost always do some sort of, time division from left to right, and then notes up and down, and then you sequence it, and that works fine too. Feel free to use that. But if you want to play, right? Those shapes are easy to learn. They're related to guitar shapes. And once you start learning just intervals, that's a fifth. That's a power chord on a guitar. that shape works anywhere on here. Right? Let's see. Do I even have a... Right? That works. There's a fourth. There's a major third. You can do sustain chords. Right? Those shapes, once you start to learn them, they work everywhere on the grid. And, you know, it's something I really am trying to advocate. So don't fear the grids. Get in there and learn to play them. Thanks. Really, that's about it. Sorry I haven't done any videos lately. We moved into a new house, and I have been working on getting this EP done, and it's just consumed me. So I'm not super motivated to make videos, but I will be as soon as I get this, the music. We're getting close. I think I did a production log a few weeks ago about what's going on with the EP. You can go watch that. I'll put a link in the corner. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The composition's pretty much done. The mix is starting to come together. You know, and then really it comes down to mastering and getting it set, which I'm putting on someone else this time. I'm not doing it myself. But anyway, thanks for watching and you know, spending a little time with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. As always, you've been watching Synth Seeker. Have a great day.